literally are taking over the world once again. Okay, I'm so happy to be here. So, as you can see, I am in the gym. I got in the paint real early this morning. If anyone who has me like on social media, like maybe on my Instagram, they see that I posted, I don't want to gym today. I don't want to gym today. I really didn't. But I'm happy that I came. I had a really productive gym session. I'm gonna keep moving my body a little bit just while you guys are here because I did still want to do my hip workout. So today in this video, we're talking about taking risk. Taking risk is something that a lot of people are afraid to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get comfortable because they're like, well, you know that saying, if nothing's wrong with it, don't fix it, right? But sometimes we can always make our lives into a more upgraded version, right? We can always transform our lives into something even better to work for ourselves. And one of the main things that I have been working on is my transition out of the club. It has been going great so far, but again, it's like risk taking has some sacrificial energy to go in with it, and that's why a lot of people don't like taking risks because they know that, hey, I might have to slow down for a year, or hey, I might have to work a little bit harder, or I might have to really trust this and take a chance. You know what I mean? And of course, not doing things that's gonna leave you in a position to have nothing. Don't ever do that. Don't risk everything you got. Don't do that. I'm just saying, like, take a risk. Risk something that you can get back. You know what I'm saying? Don't risk some things that you can't get back. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, if and here's another thing when it comes to risk that I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, one, you are a successful person if you are doing it. And I don't like to use the word trying. So I'm not going to use the word trying to do it. I'm just going to use the word, if you are taking risk and taking that first step, you are already successful than like 80-90% of the people who don't try at all, who never even try to apply that pressure, try to put in that work. So when you are ready to take your risk, think about it like that. Like, instead of thinking about, oh my God, if I fail, think about it as like, wow, I'm already a successful person just for doing this, because again, we're not going to use trying. You're not trying, you're doing it, right? And this is something that has definitely helped me in the way that I look at things, and also just helped me in the way that I experience my doing things for the first time. Like, again, taking a risk, you may not know how to do it at first, but once you do it, you'll have the experience, even if it didn't go the way you thought it would. Because I hate to call things failures, and I hate to say that people are trying to do something. No, you did it. It's not a failure. It just didn't work out the way that you thought it would. So that is all a part of like the growth and experience of life. You know what I'm saying? People who make their first investments don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But then they're trying to encourage everybody else to do their first investment, because they're like, look, guys, I just became a millionaire, or I just made 6 figures doing this. I'm rich now. But a lot of people don't like the idea of a risk. They don't like the idea of sitting in something that they don't know. And people don't like making small sacrifices to gain big rewards. But if you can reprogram your brain to find that as something exciting, something as a journey, because at the end of the day, life is not always supposed, and this is something that has really allowed me to detach myself from a lot of my feelings and stuff. Life is not supposed to just be a daily expected routine. Life is supposed to be unknown experiences, and you're supposed to experience every emotion throughout this life. So I look at it like a really fun journey. That's how I look at it, especially if you have set yourself up in a position where you have a certain sense of stability that cannot be lost or taken from you. You can afford some risk. What? Yeah, whatever that means. Thank you, Maya, for being here. um, but yeah, so heavy on the, I like this comment. The more you know that you are knowing, the more people, well, I don't know what all that means, but the more you know that you are knowing. So I like that one. Because even when it comes to this YouTube channel, right? I've been studying philosophy, the world, astrology, spirituality, since I could remember, since I like literally I was just born this way. And for a long time, I was a student. A long time, I would read books and I would not know, because what the hell? And I would not know, like, what I was even reading. Like, I'm reading college level books in elementary school and I'm just highlighting the word class. Maybe I'll Google that later. We're gonna need a dictionary for that one. And here I am now today, I'm 22 years old, and I'm a master, I'm a teacher, and it makes a lot of people uncomfortable, especially because I'm so young. A lot of people are really threatened by the amount of knowledge that I have when it comes to philosophy, spirituality, and just life in general. But I mean, like, shit, that's all I'm trying to say. Get to it now so you can get to it. Don't be late. You know what I'm saying? I love that saying. I always used to tell people, well, because this was back in the day when I was like homeless and I had to really be on the grind and stuff. And I remember in my head, I used to be like, you know what? They could talk now because they ain't even started yet. And by the time they start, I'm going to be almost done. And by the time they almost done, I'm going to be on to the next project. And that's really how I looked at things. Like, you have to start. Do it. Don't try to do it, just do it. It may not go the way you think it's gonna go, but now you have the experience of knowledge. And that's something that you can't, and what I love about the experience and wisdom of knowledge is that it's not something that you can read in a book. Like, for example, like I think about this all the time. Although I'm a young mother, I'm like, I have a lot of experiences. You know how many parents never went to school, so they don't know how to teach their kids to apply for a student loan? I, as a mother, would know how to do that. You know how many parents never travel by themselves, so they don't know how to teach their kids how to travel? I know how to do that. You know how many parents never worked on their credit, never financed anything in their name? I know how to do that. I have a lot of life experiences, although I'm very young, and it's a blessing. Because I'm just so blessed that I am young and I have all these life experience and all this wisdom, and I know how to do things a lot of people my age don't know how to. And honestly, it just came from me starting. I did it, and whether it turned out the way I wanted to or not, I still kept going. And through that, I gained knowledge and wisdom and experience, so I became a master at many things. Yo, y'all will just be saying anything. But yeah, so that is how I look at taking risk and, doing things that you never thought you would do for the first time. And again, just because things don't go the way you thought they would go or the way you intended them to go doesn't mean that they failed. And it doesn't mean that you tried and it didn't work out. No, you did it. And you just didn't get the right outcome. So you can do it again to get the outcome that you're looking for. And I think that's the important part of what I'm saying. Like, you did it. You didn't get the outcome you were looking for, but you can do it again and get the outcome that you was looking for. And, and I love this because I said this in one of my shorts. People are counting themselves out because of all their failures. And I think and that's why I love myself so much. Because I'm the perfect example of a failure. And I know that sounds crazy. I am the perfect example of a failure in many ways because I've failed a lot in life. I failed again and again and again. I embarrassed myself again and again and again. And I had no idea what I was doing. But, I kept a positive tone with myself. I've always been a full of myself type of girl. So that's just me. I naturally love myself. I naturally think I'm the shit plus more, and that's always how I've been. It's become a lot more healthy and grounded, but I've always been that way. So all through my failures and my embarrassments, I was able to learn. And while everybody was laughing at me, I was learning. I was learning things that they don't know how to do till this day. I was going places that they haven't gone till this day. And I also think like a part of this like love for yourself, if you truly want to get past where you're at, you need to appreciate yourself for where you're at. And I think for like so long, I would be hard on myself and say, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing this. And I had to realize that like me comparing my lives to people who had much more stable lives, and I'm not looking down at anybody who had a more stable life than me and went farther. Do your big one. I wish that for you. I want more for you. I want more stability for you. You know what I mean? But I had to really be honest with myself. Like, you didn't live that life. That was not your life. And that's okay. But the life that you did live, you made it happen. And you did an amazing job. And especially when I look at where I came from, right? And I look at people around me from where I came from, majority of them cannot relate to me. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that's a very fucking beautiful thing. To be that rose that grew from concrete when nobody thought that the flower would grow, and I grew. I think that's the most beautiful aspect of it all. And that's why taking risk is so worth it. And taking risk is something that we should all, logically and strategically be doing. We're not savages, we're bandits, we're not just crash outs. We're going with things with precision, in strategic ways. We're planning things, you know what I mean? And moving with that type of intentional energy really, really, really does help. And the more that I detach myself from life and attach myself more to like energy, and understanding that like all of this physical appearance is all just made up of energy, and everything else around me is just an experience. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that it's real. It doesn't mean that is what it is. It just means that it's an experience. So I'm able to detach myself from my reality to create a new one. And I'm teaching you this because you're gonna need to do this if you're gonna be taking risks. A lot of people are like, we have to be real about our human body and our human experience. If you keep your energy up, you won't have anxiety, you won't have fatigue and everything else. And also remember to rest. Resting is also just as important as pedestaling and staying on that grind. Rest is very important too. So this is how I kind of detach myself from my reality. And the most important piece is not like kind of stressing myself out about my goals and what I have planned, because that does not help. And I do it and it still works out just because I have a really strong will, but that's not like anxiety and stressing yourself out about the outcome of things is not going to make it manifest faster. Detaching yourself and waiting for it and expecting it. Assuming things are going to work out for you rather than assuming things are not going to work out for you. And honestly, you know what made this a lot easier for me? Now, I know that all of us have gone through trials and tribulations in life, right? But one thing that we all have in common, if you're watching this video, is that you are alive. So, like I said, I don't know if anyone's familiar with me or my channel, but I'm gonna get you a little bit familiar. I have an older brother with a bullet in his head, and he's alive and I'm well functioning. Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people would look at that and be like, oh my God, my life is gone. Like, this happened to me and this happened to me. Instead of learning how to transmute their pain and their agony and detach themselves from that one experience and allowing themselves to love and experience the full human journey, you know what I mean? Without like pity and shame and guilt for yourself. Now, so he has a bullet in his head, and this is something, again, that a lot of people would see as a disadvantage, but actually, I'm gonna tell you how I would move if I had a bullet in my head. I would make content dedicated to my life of my new life of having a bullet in my head. I would find people to network with to advocate for gun violence. I would create a platform for myself. That's literally what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I would go out, create a platform, do everything and under the sun that I want to do and still live my life, even with a bullet in my head. And I would literally just transmute that pain. Now, again, a lot of people see this as a disadvantage. I see it as a walking miracle. If you survive a bullet in your head, that is confirmation that everything is working out for you, because you could have simply been wiped off the face of earth, right? You could have been simply wiped off the face of earth, but you had another chance to live and do whatever you want in this here human experience. That's not like anything bad that happened to you. That's amazing. But we're always so busy feeling bad for ourselves. Like even with me, 7 years of homelessness, 7 years of homelessness, and on and off. 6 months here, I'm good. Maybe a year, I'm good. Maybe if I'm lucky. You know what I'm saying? But I survived so much through those times because it was like my entire teenage years. And I was bad on top of that. Like I'm a teenager outside with no parental supervision and I'm homeless. I'm living it up. I'm absolutely insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is why I look at things differently, because the amount of times that I could have lost my life, I could have got kidnapped, I could have off somebody, because I was an angry girl too. You know, I had anger issues. I could have failed a lot of times too because I was doing stupid stuff. But I'm here, and I think that's kind of what helped me manifest so greatly, because I really had to take back and look like at my life of growing up with drug dealers for parents, my life of being raised by a king and a queen pin, going from like the poorest of the poor to having all this money and everybody's looking at you and your family, to losing your dad and then losing everything. Your mom is crazy. You're going through this. You're in foster homes. You're doing this. And I'm like, and I survived. And I didn't just survive. I thrived. I'm the only one of my siblings to have a high school diploma. I'm the only one of my siblings to have post-secondary education. I'm the only one of my siblings to have a car in my name, multiple cars in my name, the only one of my siblings to have multiple apartments. I'm currently out of the hood. Out of the only one of my siblings. You know what? There's so many things. There's so many things that I can't even get into it. It doesn't matter. But all I'm trying to say is that, like, I am a walking miracle. I am a walking miracle. And you couldn't imagine like the trials and tribulations that I went through, and the amount of times that I was taken advantage of, the amount of times that I was bleeding in a pool full of sharks. You know what I mean? So I truly believe that anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. And, you know, a lot of times I had to use spirit to get things done. And that's what made me realize that there is something, you know, outside of this physical human experience that we can't see that allows things to happen for us. Like I remember, just for example, again, I'm just talking about taking risks and getting you in that mind frame to take risks, take those leaps of faith, and get your mind in the right mindset to know that no matter what, know that everything's going to work out for you. Everything's going to work out just the way it's supposed to. It's going to work out in your favor. Now I remember, like, I needed a car. I needed a car really, really bad. And this was about 3 years ago now. I needed a car really, really bad. And my birthday was coming up. And I remember asking my dad, I'm like, Daddy, can you please, my dad is dead. I'm like, Daddy, can you please give me a car? I really need a car. I was like, please, Daddy, please, I need a car so bad. Like, I don't think you understand. And I remember I asked my daddy for this car, you know, I wrote it down in a notebook. I wrote down exactly how much money that I wanted. And I didn't rank the car that I wanted or anything. I just said I wanted it to be a really nice car and something I'm gonna enjoy, something I'm gonna be grateful for, and I need some money. A week later, I was at the club, in the booty club. Mind you, I work in Massachusetts club. I do not work in ATL. I do not work in Houston. I don't even work in New Hampshire. My state is, the club scene is very different. While some states, $1,000 or a couple $1,000 days are more consistent, in this state, you have to work and really have game and really know how to speak to people in order to make 1,000 plus every night. So I went to work and I worked in this club that was constant. And again, taking risks. I'm getting you in the mind frame of taking risks and knowing that anything is possible. So I worked in this club and it was a sex ring. And all they did there was have sex. Now, I did not have sex. I have never had sex in a club. I've never had sex in any VIP room, okay? I've never had sexual intercourse with anybody in the strip clubs, in them VIP rooms, okay? So, I'm here and like so VIP room there is like a closet, right? It's like a sliding door closet, and even from when you walk in the entrance, you can see the girls like sucking in the back and screwing in the back or whatever, right? And then like in the middle, there's like this little stage that looks like a little pool. You dance, There's a pole right there in the middle, and you know. So I'm in the back, because in the back, behind the stage, where the VIP room is, but across from the VIP room, there's the lap dances. So I'm in the lap dances. I'm shaking my little thing, doing my little thing, you know. All eyes on me. I need some money. So I'm doing that or whatever, and I came across this older white guy. And I remember as I'm dancing on him, you know, I'm like, he goes, oh, something, sex. I said, oh, God, I can't do it, Lord, help, no, I can't, no, I don't want that, can't do it. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it like as YouTube appropriate as possible for this story. It's really funny. So I'm like, no, like he's not about to ask me for sex. Like I can't do that, baby. I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. So, you know, he's like, no, I'm just joking, because he sees like my body language immediately changes. I go from like sexy and dominant to like, oh, wait, maybe you should find a different girl. And he's like, I'm joking with you. I'm like, he's like, I just want your company. Like, do you want to chill out and we can just, you know, go have fun and chill? I'm like, he's like, yeah, I just want to spoil and spend it. I'm like, are we talking like a couple thousand? And he agreed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so like, just chill, right? He's like, yeah, I got you. So, you know, we leave. He gives me $4,000 that night. Mind you, we ended up meeting up at like a bar after the club. I guess his friend had like a little of like his own little bar, so we went there. We had some drinks, and but before we went there, we had to go to the bank. So we go to the bank, and I'm in the car with him because I still can't believe this is happening to me. So I'm like, this is too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I gotta sit here with this man and watch him take this money out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, how much were you thinking? I'm like, $4,000? He goes, okay. I watch this man go into his thing and he's like, yeah, here's 4,000. So he starts telling me about, you know, how he did this and how he did that and how he has this going on. He won the lottery and this and that and third. He was already well off before he won the lottery. So I'm like, oh, should I ask for more money? So I'm sitting here, right? And, you know, we're literally just chilled, just smoked. He gave me weed, had a really good time. I still have videos with him. I was like chilling like in his trailer. I had like, of course, his permission to record him and stuff. I enjoy those type of relationships. I'm a true old school sugar baby. This whole sex culture is really hard for me to get accustomed to. I am a full-blown sugar baby vibe. I grew up in Copley Square, Boston, next to Prudential. I am spoiled to the bone. You know what I'm saying? So then I see him again. So that's one day, $4,000 that day. See him again the next day. And here we are, we're back at it again. And this time he was trying to like actually disappear from me, but I was like, no, you got the money. You can't go nowhere. Sit down. Sit down. And I got another $3,500. So that was the $7,000 that I manifested. Right after that, I started looking for cars. I was also trying to move, so I started looking for cars, looking for places. And I literally had found a Buick. It was a 2007 Buick. God, I cried over this car when I had to get a new Buick. I actually cried. Wow. It's just like such an emotional story for me, because it was truly all spirit, all God, all my spirit guides just like there making shit happen for me. And I just remember like the first time I seen a car that I actually liked. The car is a band on Facebook Market, y'all. Car is literally a band. So I looked, it's a Buick, it's all white, all black tints, like these tan peanut butter insides. It got a touch screen it already installed in the car. I'm crying thinking about that car. Wow, guys, oh my God, my heart. Like that shit was beautiful as fuck. Like, guys, words can't explain like how divine that was. And and even the freaking rims was fly. Even the rims was shiny as in Buick, beautiful rims. That car was fly. And when I seen the car, I said, that's the pimp mobile, okay? Because I'm getting all the 304s in that car. And this is just me like opening up to you guys about parts of my life, because I just need you guys to understand how real it is. So, I go check this car out. It's this guy from down south. He's like, hey, I got this car from an auction for myself, honestly. But it turns out, I think it needed, what did that car need? It needed a new transmission. So he was like, I'm selling it for the same price that I got it. I paid $900 for it plus towing. So I'm literally selling it for what I got it for. I don't know how to do this, and that's why I'm selling it. And that's literally what was the issue with the car. And of course, the car was a pretty old car, so don't get me wrong, the car gave me problems. It was a 2007 Buick, but it never stopped driving. Even when I had to get a replacement car, the only reason why I replaced that car is because I kept hitting my muffler and I needed a new muffler. I really don't know how I hit it. So it's funny, someone thinks that while I was in school, someone stole my muffler, which makes a lot more sense, because when I tell you the entire muffler was gone off that car and I didn't even feel a hit or a bump. So that car never stopped driving on me. That was like the best car I ever had. That car actually made it that car carried me through my pregnancy as well. So that was like a blessing. And that's what I mean when I say just allow yourself to ask for things and allow them to come to you. And when you think about this in small ways, like when you're hungry and you want some food and someone offers you food, or when you want a pair of shoes and then next thing you know, you have the money or someone's getting you these pair of shoes. Small manifestations can become bigger manifestations. Just like you think big manifestations is a car until you've already manifested the car, the home, and everything else that you need. Then you'll see the next level of manifestation, the next level of alchemy, the next level of messing with that black matter energy. You guys have to understand too that I'm a Black woman, so my manifestation skills are a lot different than other people. But you can always, one of the most easiest ways to get more connected with that dark matter energy and to use the void to manifest things faster is by, what do you call that? Sitting in the dark. So if you sit in the dark, and I like to do naked, but you can just do all black. Do rather dark clothes so you can blend in with that void, that darkness. Start manifesting things that you want. You can, light a candle and write it down. But in that dark energy, there's so much that you can shine into it. And that's why I love manifesting with darkness, because that void, that blackness, it's like when there's light, you already see everything. You know what I'm saying? When there's light, everything reflects itself. You know what I'm saying? But when everything hits pitch black, you're able to create anything within that void. And, you know, being a mother, honestly, there are like different things that help you understand this part of science better, but being a mother helped me understand this the most because, like, even when you do an ultrasound, like, everything's pitch black. You know what I'm saying? You push a baby out from this dark matter energy. Dark matter energy is where all existence comes from. Everything came from darkness. That's why black is a dominant gene, because everything came from darkness. The original of everything is black, right? So that further solidified and connected me to the universe more, having a baby. It made me realize that I am not just a part of the universe, but I am one with the universe. And if I can go into dark matter spaces and bring back a human life, I can go into dark matter spaces and change my life forever. So I love that I have been an example for you guys. I just want to keep it a buck so that you guys know what's been going on, so that you guys know you're not just watching some floozy ass, you know. So since I have started this YouTube channel, so when we started off, we were in the basement. But when I originally started, I was actually in a room. So we went from a room to a basement. And then we went from a basement to a pretty luxury apartment. I mean, we have a pool in the yard. We have a gym right here. We're out of the hood. We're in a suburban neighborhood. We went from a 2007 Buick to a 2013, 2014 Buick. We went from a high school diploma, or even before all of this, no high school diploma, to actually successfully graduating high school, although I was homeless the entire experience. Even making it into one of the best esthetician schools in Massachusetts. And that journey is still going. I did have to take a break from school. As you know, if anyone who follows me on like my TikTok, my Instagram knows that I had a really traumatic situation happen with my mother, where I've had to cut off family members, and it's been like a grieving process for me. But yeah, even then, I didn't honestly stop going to school even in that process, to be honest. I was still gonna go. The only reason why I had to stop is because they're really, really strict about how many days you can miss there. Like, you cannot miss a lot of days. So I guess I had missed too many, blah, 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 blah. Probably didn't. Probably just white people being white people towards me, honestly. But they told me that I can return back in 3 months. So I will. And I also will be returning with some type of help with my school payments, because I'm not paying for all that shit. $7,000. I owe them $6,000 right now. I'm not paying that shit. Like, literally, fuck am I paying to go to school for it? So yeah, that's how life has been going. We have changed our lives. Our lives are elevating. So I want you to know that I'm not just like talking to you guys and telling you guys, do this, do that, and this, that, and this, that, and third, and this, that, and this, that, and third. No, I really put in that work. And I really show that progress. Oh, speaking of progress, guys, so you guys know I was in the gym. As I just talked about, I had like a really traumatic situation. So for a while, I was struggling heavily with PTSD from what I experienced. But I have been feeling like a lot better. And I've been getting into the gym because I lost all my weight. And guys, look, my body's looking better than it was before, though. My body looks so tea, guys. I was so excited. I look so healthy, like really. So I'm happy. It's been like I have been working out for a ill minute, but since I've been in the gym, it's only been like 2 months since I've been in the gym. So so yeah, I hope everyone has a glorious day. Get ready to take over the world. Get ready to take those risks, and just be prepared for everything to work out in your favor. I don't think you guys know, but once you know, it's gonna have you in joyful tears. So get to it, subscribe, like, share. I don't care who you share it to. Share it to your teacher. I don't care. Share this video. I love you guys so much. I really appreciate you for the support, for the comments, for the interactions. This is Audi's World.